Alright, how's it going? I'm ProNandy, and this is the letters of the English alphabet tier list. Now, I just found this on tiermaker.com because I didn't feel like putting in images and stuff. But one of my friends gave me this idea. I thought it was a good idea, so I'm going to start off with the letter A since we're going in order. I like the letter A personally um, because it goes in a lot of words, such as at and like and a lot of common words that you use a lot. And it's just got its own word, which is a. And it's also kind of fun to write out because whenever you're writing out, you get to draw like half a triangle, and then or part of a triangle, and then put it there. So, but I mean, it doesn't have a lot of widespread use, so I'd put it at an A. Now, moving on to the letter B. The letter B, um, I feel like it can be good in some cases and it can be bad in some cases as well. Because I don't like the sound of B when it's in words that it shouldn't be in. For example, whenever someone's like, um, and says like a word and then they replace one of the words with like a B, as if they're pretending to be like a little kid or something. It's just unpleasant. But it has a lot of good uses. So I'm gonna put it. I wouldn't give it an A tier, and I'm not gonna give it a B tier since it's the letter B. I really don't like it that much, even though it's in my name. So I'm gonna put it at C. And now we have C. So I don't really like the letter C. I'm doing this on the fly. I haven't actually thought about any of these, but the letter C, um, it can be like so. It's just like a carbon copy of the letters S and K. Uh, because it can be used in like the word cat could be spelled with a K just fine, and then like ice could be spelled with an S in most cases, but that's not how it's spelled. I just don't really like the letter C, so I'm gonna give the. I'm not even sure if it has very many practical uses. It can be swapped out in almost every case, so that gets a D tier. Now we have the letter D. Now the letter D, there aren't like a ton of words that use a letter D, but the letter D is actually kind of fun to write. But lowercase d, I don't like that much because whenever I write it out, I don't know, I don't have great handwriting and I don't like writing it. But it's used in a lot of words. I just don't like how much of like a hard letter it sounds like because it's like duh, and whenever you say duh, I don't know, it rolls off the tongue kind of well, but like I don't know. I'm gonna give it a C tier as well. Now we have the letter E. The letter E is the most commonly used letter in the English language, I think. So I like the letter D, but or no, not the letter D, the letter E. Sorry, uh, I lost my track of train of thought right there. I like the letter E because it's used in a lot of words, and it's also I I kind of find it fun to write a lowercase e, but an uppercase e I do not like writing. It takes too long to write, so I'm gonna give it a B tier. Now we have F, and F is kind of like E in the way that you write it, but the lowercase way of writing it I also don't like that much. And then F is like F, and I don't like that you have to put your teeth on your bottom lip to say it. And I don't know, I just don't find it to be like very appealing to me. So I'm gonna give that a D tier. I don't have any letters that I hate so far. Now we come to the letter G. Now I like the letter G because it can go G, and that's kind of fun to make with like the back of your throat. um, but and I also really like writing a capital G. I don't like writing a lowercase g, so that's gonna take it down maybe a tier. And it also doesn't have very many words in it that I like. Um, I'm gonna give this a C tier as well. Now we come to the letter H. Now the letter H is kind of fun to write. It's like in the same vein as like writing a lowercase b. I don't really care about it that much, but H uh, is like huh. And it's a very unique letter. Like the way you say it, it's really different, and It can't be swapped out for any other letters in most cases. So I'm gonna give that a B tier. I haven't given anything an S tier, but I have one coming up that I think you'll like. Now we come to I. Now, writing an uppercase I, it's kind of fun. It's kind of appealing to me. But I is usually combined with another different letter, and I don't feel like it's that fun to say. So, a D tier. Now we have one of my favorite letters, J. And I was thinking about this earlier, and I'm like, I really like the letter J because you can go J, and it's like you get to J, you get to like move your tongue in your mouth along with your teeth. That's what I'm thinking. Um, but and it's used in like I know a lot of people with the letter J like for the beginning of their name. It's a really common letter, and I like saying it. So this is the first one that I'm gonna give an S tier. J is probably my favorite letter so far. And now we come to K. I much prefer this to the letter C, but I don't really like K. It sounds weird to me. Um, and that's about all I have to say about it. But writing it, I don't like that either. So this one gets a D tier. Now we come to letter L. The letter L is useful because it's like when you lose, it's like you took an L, and I kind of like that one. But and writing it out is kind of confusing because sometimes I'll like write it out the wrong way, even though that barely ever happens. It's really like inconvenient when it happens, and it's like L. I like the way that you can use your tongue, so I'm gonna B tier. Now I come to M. M is used in a lot of words such as mom, like Marsala, and all this stuff, music. But ma, you have to put your lips together, and I don't really like that because say you're like being a ventriloquist and you gotta say the letter M. Like, what are you gonna do? Then people are gonna be looking at your mouth and they're gonna be like, "Muh," unless you're like really good and you can like make the same sound like "nah," but like with an N. So I don't like M. I'm gonna put it at C. Now I come to N. N isn't a great letter because writing it out, it never seems to look right whenever I write it out, and it's not used in a lot of really good or like exciting words, and I don't like writing it, so that's gonna get a D tier from me. Or actually, F tier. I really don't like the letter M. Here's O. Um, O, it's like just a circle when you write it, so it's not that hard, and it's really fast and easy to write. And it's also in a lot of words, even when you don't really think about it that hard. Like, it's in like everything that you look at. Um, I kind of like O. I'm gonna give that an A tier. Here's P. P, you also have to put your lips together for that one. And whenever you say a word with the letter P, it doesn't sound great. Like words with the letter P tend to be boring or unpleasant, such as the word P. It's D tier for me. We're nearing the end. Okay, here's Q. Here's a personal story on why I don't like the letter Q. I was in kindergarten and I was like doing some spelling or something, and I spelled, I think it was like the word quail or something that was Q U. Um, and my teacher was like, "Well, you can't make the Q sound without having a U in there." And until I realized that, I was actually kind of mad at her. And that kind of darkened my love for the letter Q. So I think this one either gets an F tier or a D tier. And I also don't like how it can be either like a K or a C sound. Mm. So N and Q so far at the F tier. Here's R. For R, you can go R, and you don't even have to move your lips like at all. So, and R, it's also in a lot of words, even when you don't really think about it. But it's kind of hard to write out, and I don't really like it that much, just personally, not for any specific reason. So I'm gonna give that a D tier. Here's S. I don't like the letter S, even though it's in a lot of stuff. Whenever you say S, you know how when you say S and it comes up on the mic, it's always louder. Like it's more noticeable. That's why I'm pretty sure my mom told me or something like this, or my dad, I can't remember, is that in like some professional singing, you have to like lessen the power whenever you say S or have like half a choir sing it, and and you also have to like blow through your tongue and your teeth, and it's kind of and if you have a lisp, it's hard to say it. So S gets an F tier in my book. And anyway, here's T. I like the letter T. It's easy to write, and you can go t, and it's kind of fun to say. It's like a D, but like less. But I like T because I know a lot of people with the letter T. Um, I don't know. It's in a lot of words, and it can be combined with H to make th, which is more fun to say than s, like with S. I'm gonna give that a B tier. U, U is fun to say, but you have to put your lips together. So the same thing with the ventriloquist story. If you're a ventriloquist and you're trying to say the letter U, then it's hard. But I really like the way you can say U and how it can combine with other words. And so I'm gonna give it an A tier. Now I come to V. V is kind of weird because it doesn't really matter what part of your bottom lip you put your teeth on. It always kind of sounds the same. Like right now, I'm putting it on my front lip. It sounds like, and then when I put it on the back of my bottom lip, it's like this, and it sounds the exact same. So it's kind of versatile, and like that word, it's in a lot of words that sound cool, like viper, and like all these cool sounding words. I'm gonna give that an A tier. I really like that word. Now we come to W. W takes way too long to say, but it's kind of fun to say. So the one downside is that it takes so long to say. I'm gonna give it a B tier in my book. Here's X. I like X because it's like kind of rare in words, um, which is actually kind of a limiting factor, but I actually like it. And then it can be like X, but it also has an S sound, which I don't like. So put that at B. And then here's Y, and it's just E. It's so easy to say, and it's in so many words when you don't even think about it. So I'm kind of speeding too fast, but I'm gonna give this an S tier. And now we come to our final letter, Z. Z is also the same sort of thing as like S and X. It has that S sound, but it's like Z, and it vibrates, and that's what the fact that it like vibrates in your throat a lot, like Z. I like that. Our C tier doesn't have that much. I'm just gonna give it to there, and there we have it. That's our tier list. I just saw that we have presentation mode. Probably would have been a little bit easier. Oh, yeah. Probably should have done that. Anyway, that's about it for the video. I haven't uploaded in a couple weeks, so thought you guys would like this short video that my friend gave me the idea for. Hold on, I accidentally opened up something. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's gonna be it for this video. Um, that's about it.